Okay, there we go. So good morning, everybody. My name is Rosemary Payne. I'm your host today, and welcome. And I know we got some new members on here, so if they want to come on and introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about themselves. I know, Teresa, you're one of them, so you want to come on and introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is Therese Thomas, and I just started back in April, actually April 14th to be exact. And I'm going through my training. I find it very exciting and interesting. So I'm just finishing up my Google Ads, and pretty excited about the whole idea of Google and learning about the analytics. So I'm really happy to be part of this group, because I also feel as though like I don't get things as quickly as some people do. So, you know, learning to be technologically savvy is, you know, it certainly has its challenges, but it's nice to be part of a group where there is so much help and support.
Oh, right on. I'm glad to have you aboard.
Yes. Thank you. And I'm from Ottawa, Canada,
Right on.
Ottawa, Ontario.
Well,
Yes.
welcome.
Thank you.
Anybody else that we got new on here today?
Hi, everyone. My name's Catherine, and I've closed my camera off because normally my hair is such a mess that I figure no one wants to see that. I am
fine.
a mother.
Your hair looks awesome.
I'm a mother of 2 adult children and a proud grandmother of 1. And I just retired from 30 years of teaching. And I found this business just before I retired in January. And despite not being a techno wizard, I'm really happy to be here. And the learning has been amazing, but the community has been even better. So I'm very happy and pleased to be with people of my age. And I'm looking forward to learning as much as I can and participating as well and sharing what I'm learning.
Right
So
on.
thank you for welcoming.
You're welcome. Welcome, and I'm hoping that you'll enjoy our group.
Thank you.
Anybody
Can
else?
I just ask Laura, please?
What's that?
Who's their coach is, please?
Are you asking for our coach?
Yeah.
Who's your coach?
My coach is Hannah and Colin O'Dowd.
Thank you. And the other lady too, please?
Yes, my coach is Andrea Lawrence.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other newcomers? We'd love to meet you and hear about your story. Anybody else new? All right, I guess we'll move on then. Lisa's going to do the accomplishments today. So you want to go ahead, Lisa, and start your accomplishments?
Sure. Hi, everybody. Let
Lisa.
me start sharing my screen. Share. Minimize that. Okay. Let me just scroll up. I did have it set, but I got out of it. YouTube. Sorry, guys. Oh, here we go. Okay. So accomplishments this week. Elena Ragnow. I received 3 leads since last week. Slow and steady. Welcome leads and buyers. Congratulations. Tamina Peshamam. 1 day pay today. $4,400. Congratulations. Awesome. I can't wait to get there. Fiona Ruckman. My video ad on Facebook got approved. Bring on the leads. Yes, absolutely. Charlene Brown Mason, my accomplishment is that I was able to be one of the testimonials on the live webinar last night. My first time, so I'm happy I finally did it. Awesome, congratulations. Marilee Matheson, every Monday for the last 4 weeks, I have done a go live on my business page about personalities and just finished that series. Great practice for better go lives in the future. Also 3 times a week on my personal page, I do my quote. I am going to master the art of go lives. Yes, Marlene, you are the queen of go lives. Elena Ragno again. My daughter had a healthy baby boy yesterday. Damiano, I think, maybe. I am blessed and grateful to stay with his older brother while mama and baby are doing well. Awesome, congratulations. Florence Delaney. After many months of appeals, I finally was reactivated and my YouTube ad is up and running. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Congratulations, Florence. Rhonda James, we received a lead today. Yes, that's what you want to see. Donna Phillips, if you wondered where I was, have had no Wi-Fi, meaning no big screen since Friday afternoon. I had internet on my phone, but it was a tiny screen. So to be able to post any pictures or posts that I had created on my desktop, no Bluetooth on it, I had to save it to a USB, transferring it to my laptop, then the Bluetooth from the laptop to my phone, and then post. The new phone and charging cord do not have a USB end like the old one, or I could have just plugged the phone into the desktop. Life in the online world. Hats off to all those with perfect eyesight that can work only from their phones. Well, Donna, you persevered. Congratulations. Melissa Christopher, I am up to 114 leads in a few weeks. Awesome, Melissa. Bravey, woohoo, finally finalizing my YouTube ads. Got a buyer today from my warm market. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Congratulations. Scott and Julia Kitts, 27 leads last week. Our last buyer has booked their coaching call. Awesome. Deborah, I am so excited. On the first day of summer, June 21st, 2021, I received my residency for Mexico. Yeah, I am a legal resident, but you're still Canadian, Deb. Awesome, congratulations. Debbie Boudreau, Burry and I are starting our immigration procedure today. Good luck. Aline Shaw got 17 leads from my Gen Lead ad in Facebook, 10 of them stuck in 2 weeks running. Congratulations. Lori Folians, I'm so jealous, booked tickets one way to Panama. That is awesome. And Mike and Kim, trifecta form submitted and ID just received for our new business partner. Woohoo, 4A is so close now. Awesome, guys. Congratulations. And congratulations, everyone. Stop. Sorry. Oh my God.
Right on, everybody.
Stop.
That was good accomplishment.
Just type in there, Lisa, that this is the end. So that you'll know next week, like type into the accomplishments that it's that, yes.
Right on. Good accomplishments this week, guys. And hardly any comments on there, which is really great. I mean, that's all we want is the hearts and thumbs ups and all that. So it's great. It's good to see. And does anybody know, does everybody have Kahoot on their phone? So you can play Kahoots at the end of the webinar today. Does anybody not have Kahoots? And yes, Deb?
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Who does not have Kahoot on their phone? Teresa probably doesn't, and Catherine probably doesn't. So if you could show them the app. Teresa and Catherine.
I don't know if they can see it on my phone or not. Nope.
Yes, I actually have it on my phone. Just checking, so I'm good to go.
Oh, right on. Cool,
Yes.
cool, cool. And today we have Deborah doing presenting today. So Deborah, you take it away.
Okay, guys, you're gonna have to put up with me today.
Hey, Deb, can I break in for just a second?
Or
We-
can,
We missed Brevi. Brevi got a buyer today. I
yeah,
saw.
he had it in his accomplishments. It was yesterday.
Oh, was it yesterday? My mistake, sorry.
Yeah, yeah, that boy's soaring. Okay. Bear with me, folks. Okay. This is going to be a 10 days of a stronger you, of how to be bold and fearless. So a quick self-assessment. We're going to do an assessment and I want you to be honest with yourself. It's a yes or no. So everybody, I'm going to give you a minute to make sure you have a pen and a paper, okay? You'll need a pen and a paper to do this. So everybody, I'll give you a couple of minutes. Everybody got a pen and paper? Okay, so it's an answer, yes or no question, and be honest. Resist the urge to go into denial, which we all do at times, right? Know that acknowledged weakness can be your greatest strength and the quickest path to an emotionally balanced and fulfilling life and a way to excel in your business. So, first question. We're going to confront our insecurities. And insecurity is an unbelieving mindset rooted in fear and nourishing by spiritual and natural ignorance. And that just means by not knowing, not having the knowledge. So, 1, do you find yourself resisting or criticizing others who are assertive, confident, or capable in areas in which you feel inadequate? Yes or no? Do you become anxious when it appears that someone may take your place of prominence in a certain environment or relationship? Yes or no? Do you brag about your possessions, accomplishments, or well-known acquaintances in order to gain the admiration of others? Yes or no? Do you become perturbed when someone disagrees with your opinion or rejects your advice? It's supposed to be. Yes or no? Do you fail to pursue certain opportunities for fear or a fear of failure or inadequacy for the task? Yes or no? When working with a team, do you prefer to shine alone rather than having the group share the credit for your ideas? Yes or no? Do you resist giving or receiving constructive criticism? Yes or no? Do you find it difficult to say no or to express your personal boundaries or preferences in your business or in your relationships? Yes or no? Do you feel slighted when someone gives a friend, a sibling, a coworker, or any other person a compliment, or an accolade in your presence? Yes or no? Do you feel inadequate or inferior due to certain unchangeable physical features, such as your height, skin color, a physical deformity, a handicap, facial features, our age, our weight, etc.? Yes or no? Now, assess yourself. If you answered yes to any of the questions, You're most likely battling insecurity at some level and some kind. If you answered yes to 5 or more insecurities, 5 or more, insecurity has a major stronghold on your life. But do not despair, because conquering it is not impossible. It can be conquered. Day 2. So these are things that you do each day, something to think about, meditate on, and, maybe make a change. Justifying jealousy. Anger is cruel and fury, overwhelming, but who can stand before jealousy? That's a Bible verse I took, Proverbs 27:4. Syndromes of insecurity is a distinctive pattern of behavior. 1, to describe a relational, professional, social, or other situation in which you fear being displaced. So this is something you can work on at home. Can we describe what is a relational, professional, social, or other situation in which fear being displaced? Like, what makes you afraid? What are you afraid of? Think about it. Number 2, write a scripture or positive quote on a separate piece of paper and meditate on it often. Something that's going to help you by the scripture or by the positive quote that you write. As jealousy rears its ugly head, our heart can respond with ugly feelings and thoughts. Jealousy can be when you have that feeling inside when you hear somebody gets a buyer. And I don't know about you guys, but I used to feel that way when I first started. I would see somebody get a buyer and I think, oh my gosh, and I would have the feeling, what am I doing wrong? Like, I'm the only one not getting a buyer, right? But that's just jealousy. And that was my insecurity with fears. Remind yourself that no one except you and God can affect his plan for your life. Day 3, exhibiting envy. Envy can force you into a cycle of resentment and self-doubt as you start to wonder what it is about you that keeps you from getting what you desire. What is it that's keeping you from getting to the result you want in this business? Excuse me. Rejection is guaranteed to produce anger. That will most often be directed to the one selected rather than the one who has rejected. Don't fall into the trap of believing that somebody else's life is perfect just because they have something you wish you had. Remember, no one knows what goes on behind closed doors. Never envy your next door neighbor. Never envy your brother, your sister, your friend, your business partner. Never envy them. We don't know what they have to go through to get to the places they are in their life. When an insecure person meets someone who is confident, he or she will often accuse him or her of being arrogant or cocky. Now, before we pass judgment, let's take a close look into the mirror. What do we see? What did that other person do to get to where they are today? What did they have to sacrifice? Different envy types. Family envy, we can be envious of family members. Devaluating others. No man is a complete failure until he begins disliking men who succeed. We have to be careful. Wow, what a statement that is, right? An amazing statement. No man is a complete failure until he begins disliking men or women who succeed. Remember, alienation is often the price one pays for his distinction. Something to think about, all these things, isn't it? Areas of potential envy. Rate yourself from 1 to 10. 10 being the highest. Go to a step further and rate your current level on contentment in each of the corresponding areas of potential envy. All right, now be honest with yourself. Write it down with your pen and paper because I'll put this into the groups after, so you'll be able to go in and relook at them again. Financial security. Remember, 10 is the 10 being the highest. So 1 is the lowest and 10 is the highest. Financial security. So what is your security level? Is it really low or is it really high? Professional achievements, intelligence and education, physical attractiveness, youthful vitality, confidence, assertiveness, place of residence. Do we envy other people because of where they live? Marital status. Do we envy people because they're single? Do we envy people because they're married? Do we envy people because they have a really handsome spouse, or, you know, whatever reason, a successful spouse? Or do we, social standing, popularity. Do we envy people that are popular? Successful children. Do we envy people because their children are successful? Being privileged or favored. Some people are favored, some people are privileged. Sophisticated or have good taste. Maybe they're a good decorator in their home, or anything other. You can always add to this list, okay? So we have a confidence challenge to part of this. Within the next few weeks, seek out someone you have envied. Invite them to lunch or dinner at their favorite restaurant. Don't forget to pick up the tab, just to pick her brain about an area in which she excels. And you know what? It doesn't have to be in this business. It can be in personal life, school life, family life. What is it? So I get an ice cube. If she or he is not immediately available, refuse to perceive her response as personal rejection. Remember, you are conquering insecurity, so be patient and persevere. Day 4, seeking significance. What's that mean? Let another praise you and not your own mouth, someone else, and not your own lips. Proverbs 27:2. So what a person, possession, or position have you merged with your sense of worth? Think about that. What person, possession, or position have you merged with your sense of worth? So what type of person do you want to be? What is it that you want to own? What is it? Where do you want to be in your life? What is your sense of worth? How would you view your life apart from him or her or it? So say if it's something that you want, say you want that dream home, that perfect dream home that you wanted. How would you view your life without it? Those are things that we need to see. Sometimes we have too high of goals and we put more into worrying about how we're going to get them than actually doing the process that will get us to where we need to be. Does that make sense? Ask God to give you the grace to emotionally disconnect from the need to have the person or thing, and to know beyond the shadow of a doubt that you have independent, inherent value simply because he created you for a sovereign purpose. Day 5, preserving preeminence. Have you ever had the distinction feeling that only me, I'm the first one that ever happened to? I'm one of a very few it happened to. Individuals to accomplish a particular goal or to achieve a certain level of success in your environment. Do you feel you're the only one that things are happening to? Think about these things. If you found yourself fearing the loss of your preeminence in a certain situation, first repeat for losing your perspective on God's purpose for bringing you into such a position. That is for his glory, not yours. Remember, knowledge is power. Second, Rest in the knowledge that God has sovereignly willed your destiny. You do not have to compete for it. Finally, resist the urge to compete against others for their destiny. Relax and live with joy. Relax and know it's going to happen. Day 6, pleasing people. Do you own your own behavior? Do you take responsibility for your own actions, or do you always blame others for your failure or mistakes? Are you afraid of being alone? Do you blame your actions on your parents, grandparents, siblings, friends, business partners? Confident challenge. When was the last time you went along with someone in order to avoid displeasing them? And I know we've all done it. We've all done something we really didn't want to do, but we didn't want to hurt somebody's feelings. What exactly did you fear? What is the worst that would have happened had the thing you feared come to pass? Like, what would have happened if you had said, no, I'm not comfortable doing that? What do you think would have happened? Probably not as bad as what we think, right? Think of one area where you would like to exercise your God-directed judgment in the coming days. Plan to do so without fear of repercussion. Remember that God is in control of every aspect of your life. Performing or perishing, doing or dying. There is probably no greater humiliation in life. Did I lose it? There is probably no greater humiliation to one with a performance-based identity than to be rejected in favor of someone with lesser talent, skills, or reputation. How do you feel when you're up for a promotion in your job at work and they give it to somebody, the new person, the younger person, someone that doesn't have as much skill as you do, but a different personality? How does that make you feel, right? How do we get past that? We have to do or die, right? So when to say, okay. Sure. Many performance-based people simply don't understand where their responsibility ends. Many are too busy doing and then judging their worth of their achievements. They have not learned that solitude and meditation could be their most worthwhile endeavors. The pitfall of workaholism. Do you understand the difference between being a hard worker versus a workaholic is the key. Remember, knowledge is power. Hard workers have the sense to set limits on much they will do in the course of a day. They give it their best shot while they are at it. They do not allow work to constantly interfere with their commitments. For them, work is simply a means to an end, a necessary endeavor to enjoying the life they want. Learn how to distinguish between working hard, working smart, and workaholism. Think about it. What is it that you do? Are you a hard worker, a smart worker, or are you a workaholism? And which accomplishes the most? Here's the confident challenge. Stop and pray or meditate right now for the wisdom to know that your value resides simply in the fact that you are a human being rather than a human doing. Sometimes we forget that. Meditate on the following passage as you work toward achieving balance in your endeavor. Whatever I am now, is it all because God poured out his special favor on me and not without results? For I have worked harder than all the other apostles. This is a Bible verse. Yet it was not, but God who was working through me by his grace. Day 8, imagine inadequacy. When your sense of adequacy rests upon your knowledge bank, you will never tap into the omniscient mind for success. So remember how we think. The curse of comparisons. Comparison is a deadly game that will leave you trapped between the two extremes of inferiority or superiority. Don't play the game. And I know we've said it many times, don't ever compare yourself to someone else. We're all individuals and we're all different. Every one of us are different. There's not two people that are the same or ever will be the same. As a man thinketh, we must be careful to monitor what we allow to occupy our mind, lest it becomes a reality. And it is so true. What we think is what happens to us. The secret to success is putting positive thoughts in our minds, believing without a doubt and sticking to it. The real key to success, the only real prerequisite for success is obedience. You must exercise faith and show up for the job. Knowledge is power. Confident challenge. What excuse have you made for not pursuing a certain task? And remember, there's all kinds of excuses. And when we do things or don't do things, it's just an excuse. Do you really believe in what you are doing without a doubt? Think of it. Do you really believe in what you are doing without any doubt? What can you do today to make that change? Roadblocks to confidence. Roadblock is an object, situation, or condition that prevents further progress toward an accomplishment. Remember, knowledge is power. So not having knowledge could be a huge roadblock. Prayerlessness, pray or have a day of gratitude. Day 10, personal devaluation. Ask, what do you bring to the table? Do you really perceive that what it is good? Do you help others? When you do you feel better about yourself? Do you set realistic goals? How do you feel when you accomplish them? How do you think this information is going to help you? Confidence challenge. From the list below of intangible qualities, how many can you circle as your own? Feel free to add as many other qualities to this list. Let's go. Affectionate. So just keep track of the number of how many of these. Affectionate, approachable, articulate, assertiveness, confidential, considerate, dependable, determined, discerning, disciplined, discreet, decisive, encouraging, even-tempered, flexible, finisher, generous, genuine, good listening, gracious, hardworking, honest, humble, organized, objective, peaceful, prompt, sociable, spiritually minded, supportive, sympathetic, submission to authority, tenderhearted, thorough, thoughtful, thrifty, transparent, truthful, understanding, wise, can love easily, can be loved by others easily, helpful, can be a leader, can be coachable. Will you make the necessary change needed? Even if you've circled one of the words from the list, know that you bring something valuable to the table. And daily declare, I perceive that what I offer is good. I will be successful in all I do. Be bold, be fearless. Remember, knowledge is power, knowledge is success, knowledge changes lives, and knowledge helps others. Knowledge never fails. So to me, knowledge in this business and what we do is the training. Does everybody agree? So is everybody going to take that this week and actually work on it and see if it's something in their life that they can change? I know I have to, and I was just doing it. Like, I had the book and I just got it yesterday, the book, and because I had my presentation on leadership and I changed it to the other one because I thought it was pertained more to us. So anyways, does anybody have any questions or?
Oh, Cynthia has a question. Go ahead,
Okay.
Cynthia.
I just want to compliment you. I just want to compliment you. That was absolutely fabulous. I really enjoyed that. Very
Thank you.
inspiring. And what is the book? That's a
It's
great book.
30-day book, but because I only got halfway through it, I had to do my presentation on 10 days.
It was fabulous.
It's
Loved
called
it.
30 Days to a Stronger, More Confident You.
Excellent.
It is an excellent book.
Thank
by
you for
Deborah
sharing it.
Smith. Yes,
It's wonderful.
yeah, it's an excellent, excellent book. So,
Anybody else have any
Anyways.
questions? That was a very good presentation there, Deborah.
thank you. When you hear some of the things that we talked about today, is there things that you're thinking about right now? Like, are there things that you are thinking about right now that maybe we do? Like, I know when I read it, there's a lot of things that I really, had to say, wow, I do those things and I shouldn't be doing those things, right?
Don't you think with our, that we, as we get older, we get more confident, we get more bold? Because as you're going through the list, I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'm guilty of that one, or I used to be guilty of that one, I used to be guilty of that one. But I think as I've aged, I've gone, why? Who am I competing with?
Yeah.
No, like, and why do I care what other people are doing as long as it's not affecting me? So I think with age, we have a tendency to, I don't know, just grow up, maybe,
Maybe.
So,
Yeah.
my 2 cents.
And I find too that I know when people start to get discouraged, one of the things that they say is everybody's getting buyers but me. That's one of the first things I hear from people in the business. I'm getting leads, but nothing's happening. That goes back to jealousy and envy. It falls into those categories. And when you stop and think about it, because I was totally that way. I used to, when I first started this business, it was like everybody's getting buyers and I'm getting nothing, right? And the first thing I used to do when I woke up in the morning was run to my computer to see if I had a buyer. I never even had my coffee first. I would run to that computer to see if I had a buyer. And I thought, this is crazy. And then I'd see buyers and I'd feel bad. That's not the way I was supposed to do it. I had to get out of my own way. Like, I had to stop doing that. I had to think, what am I doing here? What's wrong? Well, the only thing that was wrong in that equation was me. It was me. And like it said in there, if you want to find out what someone's doing to be successful, invite them out for lunch and ask them. Don't be afraid. These people are the same people as you and me and everybody else, right? Don't be afraid to ask what they are doing to become successful, right?
Teresa has a question.
Sure.
Yes, my question is talking about that same confidence, seeing successful people and being afraid to ask them, what are they doing? Because many times I do want to pick the brain of, people who are so successful, but then I think, should I ask? Should I not ask? Right? Because that fear of, I really think it's a fear, it's an insecurity in itself as well, thinking that they wouldn't want to say or maybe open up to me, or maybe it's just, not having the confidence to even present myself to them and say, you know what, I really admire what you're doing. I'm so happy for you because I feel that, but you don't know how they're going to react.
And, and that's what I love about the masterminds. They are bringing these people on that are successful, because there's thousands of us that could be contacting them one-on-one, right? And they just don't have time to answer everybody one-on-one. But they're bringing them onto the webinar, and you can ask those questions to them on the webinar, right? And they're telling, this is what I'm doing to make myself successful, right?
Yes.
So I love it. I love that they're doing that, right?
Yes, that is terrible. It really is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Marlene, you have a question?
Well, it's not so much a question, it's just, Deb, do you find as you get older, I'm not saying that you become more mature, but I think things settle down in your life more and you don't have so many things pulling at you, and that, you have time to sit back and say, okay, for me, myself, I was a wreck when I got in this business, but the books really made me grow. And I find the masterminds, seeing how people have struggled, was also a big thing for me, because I realized that everybody starts at zero and they work their way up as they grow. So that's all I have to say. But I find that growth comes within, and these Zooms are fantastic because it pushes us to really realize that we're all human. We all have needs and weaknesses and skills, and we see each one of them day by day growing. So.
And those who are successful, we haven't always been successful. No one had any more struggles when I started this business than I did, you know, going through having the big C and 5 surgeries and then in an accident, all of that happened, you know, and I'm still building a business and, you know, and being broke on top of all of it, right? Like people have struggles. People have struggles. And we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So be careful when we talk to people. And, you know, if someone gets a little upset with us once in a while, well, like I say, we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So we don't know what just happened to them an hour prior to talking to them. You know, so maybe their frustration they're taking out on us really isn't meant for us. And I really believe that, you know, we get these nasty comments every once in a while on our ads and on our posts. And I've had some really nasty ones. And I know that these people aren't really directing them at me because they don't know me. They're not directing them at me. They must have something that's really hurting inside their life to make them lash out, because a lot of problem with people, like with people, we lash out at others thinking that it's going to make us feel better. Like if someone's lashing out at us, then we lash out at somebody else thinking it's going to make us feel better. And it doesn't. It just makes you feel worse. So those people that lash out and say nasty things to people, I don't take it personally because I know they're going through something themselves. They must be hurting really deep inside to really lash out at a stranger sometimes in the way they do, right?
Well, I know when I have a bad day or something's not going right, I say somebody's always got it worse than me, just to give myself a little.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. And you know what? Anytime I start feeling a little bit sorry for myself, then something automatically pops up and it's like, oh my gosh, I have nothing to feel bad about. Look what's happening with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's always someone, you're so right, Rosemary. There's always someone that has something different or something else worse than what you have, right? Always.
Teresa, you have another question?
No, I actually just have a comment because I received one of my leads sent an email to me saying, you know, I don't understand what this business is about. Can you give me some more information? And then within like 3 minutes, she sent me another email saying, can you please like answer the question with a whole bunch of expletives? And then literally in minutes, again, she said, well, I don't know if it's a she or he because I don't know. So, but just the person said, you know what? Just please just, you know, stop sending all these, you know, just like so many, like just swearing. And so I responded to them. Actually, I responded to them and said, you know, because it ended up in my junk mail, apologizing for not getting back to them, and just, you know, gave one of the answers from the training. And then the person sent me back another email saying, you know what, I'm so sorry for being so rude to you. You know, please forgive me. I've been going through lots lately. I just want to know what this is about. And I thought to myself, this was so real, you know, like it was so real to me for a stranger to be like, really, like it was so offensive, the emails, but yet had the, you know, discernment or whatever to be calm, because I don't know what the person's going through, but to acknowledge that so openly to me, that, you know what, I've been going lots, I have been rude, I'm so sorry, you know. So I wrote them back and say, you know, thank you for the apology and no worries. So that was really like very it was the first seeing that, you know?
And it was a perfect thing to do. And a lot of people automatically throw them into ban and block. These could be
Yeah.
people that would make awesome business partners, right? But they're
Mhm.
having a bad day. And like, just like, this was saying, like, we as human beings, like we are jealous of people. We do envy people, we do lash out. And a lot of it is because we don't have knowledge and we don't have faith in ourselves. We don't believe in ourselves and we don't believe in what we're doing.
Mhm.
Because if you have an ounce of doubt, like doing this business, how many of you have said, it's not working. It's not working for me. Every time you say that, you're manifesting that in your life. That's what's going to happen. I know this business works. I know this business works. And I knew before I ever became successful in this business that it would work. And I never changed that out of my mouth. I never said it would ever not work. I always said, I know this business is going to work. I don't know how. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I know this business will work. And like I said, if I give myself 5 years to just get to the point that I'm making $5,000 a month, it's more than what I have today. And where am I going to be in 5 years if I don't try and work to get to that level in 5 years? Where am I going to be? A Walmart greeter? And don't take offense if anybody's a Walmart greeter, it's a great job, but like, where would I be? That would be the only thing that anybody hires anybody my age to do, right? Very few jobs. And I mean, we're all over the age of 50. We're all in that bracket, right? Like, we have to stop and think, where are we going to be in 5 years? And are we setting our goals realistically? Like, are we setting our goals? It's great that I have on my board, I want to have $1 million in the bank. Well, it hasn't happened, but someday it will. But what's my small goals in the meantime? My small goals in the meantime, maybe it is just $5,000 a month. Maybe it's 7,000. Maybe it's that new car. Maybe I need to have the money in the bank to go and pay cash for that new car. Or maybe it's a bicycle. Maybe we should start smaller and have the money in the bank to be able to go buy that bicycle or that new dress or those new shoes or that new purse, right? Those are the goals we need, and they're not silly goals and they're not small goals. They are like, I'm looking for another place to move. Like, I'm in a 3-story, huge house, and it's going to be hard to go to a normal size house after living in this mansion because it's huge. But I'm looking for a smaller place because there's a lot of house cleaning in this place. Anyways, and I don't feel that for one person, I really don't need a housekeeper because that just shows that I'm lazy, right? Because it's just me. So, but I'm being very specific. I want 3 bedrooms, 3+ bathrooms. I want access to a pool. I want a garden area and an area for my dogs. Like, I'm very specific, right? And it has to be like little spacious. I want a little bit of room that I can move around, and I want a laundry area. I'm very specific. So, when I ask the people that's looking for my places, this is what I want. I don't, this is what I want. And yes, I've seen a few and I found a few, and I'm a procrastinator. I'm probably the worst indecisive procrastinator there is. And it's something I have to work on really, really hard because I am indecisive and I hate moving. And I'm sorry. I tried to tell myself I can do this. I like moving. I don't like moving. It doesn't matter how many times I say I like to move. I can move. I like to move. I hate it. So when I do this time, because I've got my residency here, wherever I go to from this house is where I'm going to be staying. So it has to be something really that I want, right? I'm not settling. So I may be in this house this time next year. Who knows, right?
Well, my goal is to come up with the money to move to Newfoundland.
There you go, right? That's where you're from, Rosemary?
No, that's where my husband's from and he wants to go back there.
Ah, and you
Where
know,
are you now?
I'm in Alberta.
Where are you now?
In Alberta. Big move.
yeah, yeah, but it's beautiful on your land.
Oh yeah, I've been there a couple
Yeah.
times.
I have a challenge.
Oh, go ahead, Deborah.
I have a challenge.
What's that?
I have a challenge for everybody. So
Okay.
last year about this time, Deb gave us a challenge. All right, let's get up in the morning and let's see how long we can go without a negative thought. We're going to start with an hour. Then we're going to start for 5 hours.
Oh God, I failed that one.
Didn't we? We failed it miserably, but we're going to do better this time. We really will. So the challenge is, I want to see a week, but I know it ain't going to happen. So give me 1 day without a negative thought. Okay? 1 day without
And
a
be honest, because one negative thing voids it.
switch on your brain. You got it, Emmanuel. You got it. You know, the other one is Think Like a Monk. I don't know if anybody wrote,
Oh, that's an excellent book.
isn't it? It's an awesome book. So between Deb's presentation and those 2 books, this is what I've been thinking about this challenge. We should do this. So starting today, well, we'll start tomorrow. Okay? And if you make it a day, let us know in the flock group, whether it be TDD or 50 plus. But also, if you didn't make it, just say starting over. That's all you got to say is starting over.
And we'll know exactly what that means.
Exactly. Some of you will probably remember this from last year because that's all we did was just starting over. And that just told everybody messed up. Actually, I think we went, what was it, almost 16 hours, I think, Deborah went without a negative thought. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I look forward to seeing your answers
But
and
I only went that one time without a negative thought. I never made it another day. Never made it another day. But there's lots of challenges in that presentation that I would like you to really go take a look at and really think about too, right? But yeah, let's do that positive challenge. That sounds like fun again. So does everybody realize exactly how that works? You can't think one negative thing. That means you can't get ticked off at your spouse because that's a negative thought, because you know what goes through your mind when those things happen, right?
you won that one already.
You can't get mad at your cat or your dog. You can't have that negative thought in your head about your cat or a dog or your neighbor or the kids that run by and ring my doorbell. Like I'm going to have to grin and bear them. Ding, 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 ding. Right? But
I like some of these
Yeah.
comments in the chat here. One says, can I sleep my way through it? Another one, can I hibernate?
just remember, you dream. Most people dream when they sleep.
Oh my goodness.
All right, do we have any more questions for Deborah on our presentation? Or any other questions to do with the business? Put up your hands and jump in.
I gotta go close my door because my dogs are broken. Sorry, guys.
Okay, a few announcements then, if nobody has any more questions. New business owners should always watch the Newbie Tuesdays right from the beginning. If they're, I mean, they have them on Tuesday nights, but if they're on, say, day 4, then you want to go back and watch the replays before you go into day 4. So always make sure you start from the beginning. And tonight is webinar night. The mastermind's tonight, and I'm sure it's going to be good like it is every week. So everybody should get in and watch that. But the newbies should always do the Newbie Tuesdays first before they jump into the mastermind, because sometimes it gets a little confusing for them. And don't forget to put your accomplishments in the accomplishments TD and 50+ group. And we also have 2 study groups going that we go through the training site. One is the TD study group, and the other one's the 50+ training study group. So anybody's allowed to join those and go through the training with us and see what other people's opinions are. And it's a great time. Make sure you check tab 3 every day. Make sure you check that all the time. And at least once a week, go into tab 5 and make sure that you check all the updates on the training and that. And make sure you have a good affirmation every day. Have a positive thought every day. And make sure you go through your flock all the time. Every day you should be going through your flock and make sure there's any messages. And there's a lot of flock groups that you can join. There's the Facebook ad, the Google ad group, the YouTube ad group. I mean, that's where you want to ask your questions for Facebook or Google or YouTube. And if you can't get the answers then, I mean, besides your training, you should go to your mentor or your coach and see if they can help you. So I guess that's about it. Does anybody have any questions? All righty. Well, then I guess, Kim, you'll start the Kahoots for us.
All right, I guess I will start the Kahoot. So everybody grab your devices. If you have a phone or laptop, iPad, it's just easier that way so that you can look at the questions on your monitor, but then also answer on your device. And again, like we've said every week, if you don't know how to log into Kahoot, feel free to flock message myself or even Debbie Boudreau or Deborah maybe, and just ask, hey, can you help me log into Kahoot because I don't know how to do that. And it's tons of fun. It looks like a purple K with an exclamation mark, and it's a fun way how to get into training so that you keep your mind fresh and always going back into the training, because we know that's the most important thing to do. There was one thing I want to say about Kahoot. I can't remember what it was, so doesn't matter. Let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. This week was tab 8. Here we go. I'm going to give you guys the pin in 1 second. Did I click on it? I thought I clicked on it. Nope. Here comes the pin. So 490-3773. And that's 490-3773, and that's tab 8 this week. Let's see if we get some funny nicknames. And big shout out to Debbie Boudreau every week for compiling the quiz and making sure that everything's up and ready to go. Snookums, I like Snookums. Cutie Patootie. Cutie Patootie, I hope you get first place on the podium so I can say that out loud. I forgot to check how many we had watching, so should we shoot for 30?
We have 36, Kim.
Oh, we have 36, okay.
So let's go for 30, folks.
Shoot for 30, we can do it, only 6 more people. Pin is 490-3773. There we go.
Therese is having a problem with her pin. Where to enter it?
Teresa, go down to the bottom and you'll see that box with
my pin in again.
What was that, Teresa?
the bottom.
At the bottom, you'll see 4 different shapes with 4 different colors. It says enter pin or something along those lines. That's where you press that.
Yes, of course. So, yeah. Yes, I see that. So it's just coming now.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
All right, almost there, you guys. Just a couple more. Let's try to get everyone in. Let's see. We should have a vote on the best nickname. Oh, someone just wrote in Kahoot. Okay. I don't know if that wins the original category. Yes, it's me. That's a good one. Oh, there we go. Bunny's in.
Yes.
I think that was Teresa that just joined. Okay, I think it's been quite some time. Again, if you guys have issues with Kahoot, feel free to flock message myself or Debbie Boudreau or Deborah, and we can help you so that next week you're all set up to go. But let's get started. Here we go, tab 8. Business tools and processes. Processes, however you want to say that. Okay, first question, multi-select. So there's more than one right answer. Make sure you select all and then hit submit. What are some resources to use to find answers in this business? So, just like that little girl in the picture, where can I find answers to my questions? More than one right answer. Five more seconds. 3, 2, 1. That went by fast. There you go. Good job, you guys. You do not
Someone
want
said personal message, Mike and Darren. We better address that real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna just say, remember, do not personally flock message Mike and Darren. I'm sure they have a lot of things they need to resolve just running this whole Dream Team platform anyways. So you want to go up the proper way of asking people. So you either want to go to training first, check out training. After training, if you still can't find anything, contact your mentor. For whatever reason, your mentor may not be able to communicate with you, then contact the coach. And this is all through Flock. We don't want to call or harass on Facebook Messenger. We don't want to do that, but all through Flock. And then after that, even Google and YouTube. Sometimes you can get the answers right on there, you guys. So remember, this is your business. You want to be independent and try to get the answers yourself. So Squirt, you're in first place, Squirt. Good job, Squirt. Good nickname. All right, true or false? When a distributor passes away, the business must end with them. Is that true or false? This was actually one of the points that I really liked when I was looking into this business. When a distributor passes away, the business must end with them. That kind of just gives you the answer there. Let's hope everyone gets 100%. Yes! That is correct. It is false. It can continue on. Good job, you guys. Squirt is holding up first place. True or false? In the admin system, you can now see your leads in real time. If you don't know this, please go to tab 3 and check it out. Wow, that was fast. Record. You guys, well done. It is true, you can see your leads in real time. Squirt is holding on strong. I'm excited to find out who Squirt is at the end of this. 4 out of 5. Pipedrive has extended their free trial for DT members to how many days? They've extended their free trial for DT members for how many more days? Days. Kahoot has now kicked Squirt out of first place. Last question, you guys. Here we go. What is the first step to reinstate an inactive or moved distributor. So what is the first step to reinstate an inactive or removed distributor? You can find that in tab 8G. How do you reinstate them? First step. Mentor or coach puts in a system request. Okay, here comes the podium. Third place, we have Squirt. Almost to first, but he got kicked out, or she got kicked out. T-Sup, or Sup, second place. And now first place, Kahoot, is the winner of Kahoot. Look at that, you guys. Well done. And runner-up, Mama Cat, and, oh, I missed that. Goof or Goo was in 5th place. Okay, so once again, you guys, tab 8 was this week. So, of course, continuing on, that will be tab 9 next week.
Right on,
And
Kim.
that's it for
Thanks, Kim.
Thanks, Rosemary.
And thanks for Deborah for helping out doing these questions for us. And now we got one other thing we need to address is we need hosts and presenters for the following weeks. We got a presenter on June 30th, Lori, but we need a presenter. Anybody willing to do a presenter be a presenter on the 30th?
Come on, guys. We need a presentation of some kind. You guys can do presentations, really. Pick a topic. Something that pertains like any, it can be any topic at all.
I'm doing one, Deb.
Lisa said she
You're gonna
will.
Lisa Larkin?
Yeah, Lisa Larkin said she will.
Okay, all right, so we've got June 30th. Debbie Boudreau, you said you will do one then?
Yeah.
You be ready on the 30th, Deb?
I should be able to, yeah.
Okay, and then the next week is July 7th.
Oh,
And then
you got a guest speaker on July 7th.
yeah, and on July 14th, Lisa Larkin, can you do a presentation for then? I know
Sure.
Tina is going to do revision board, but it won't be a long presentation. So you can do one for them. Now, remember, guys, when you book for doing a presentation or being a host, please, please stick with it. We need a host for July 14th too, Rosemary.
No, you got Lori.
No, that's for next week. Lori's June 30th.
Oh, you got it on the,
Lori 30th.
you got it on my paper for both.
Oh, okay. Well, no, Lori won't do both. We'll get somebody else for July 14th.
That's the early
Huh?
meeting.
That is the early meeting. All right, so let me see. I'm going to pick on Team Deborah's Dreamers here. Carolyn Daphne, are you working now? You're working, so she can't.
Lori,
Donna Phillips, a host yet?
Lori has
No, I
her,
haven't hosted. I've
Would you-
hosted the study group, but not this one.
Would you like to host this one on July 14th?
I can do that, sure. I'll have had morning coffee by then.
Now, next week, I'll just be quick and then I'll give this back to you, Rosemary, sorry. Next week, I want people to tell me who will be who can do hosts and who can do presentations, okay? It's a great way, guys, to learn how to become mentors and coaches by preparing yourself for leadership, okay? So next week, and I see lots of faces on here, and I'm going to voluntold. That's how I got started. I was voluntold.
Lori B's got her hand up.
Can you just clarify for me what I'm doing next week? Am I hosting or am I presenting?
Hosting.
No, I've done hosting.
Oh, you have done the hosting?
No, she's presenting next week.
Huh?
She's presenting next week.
Oh, you're presenting next week, are you, Lori? Okay, you better fix that on that paper, Rosemary. So Debbie Boudreau, you won't be presenting then. Lori will be presenting.
No.
Well, then Debbie can
Presenting.
host. Debbie can host.
Debbie hosts all the time. She's used to it. She hosts all the time. Let's go with, who hasn't hosted? Well, Donna Phillips can host next week.
Okay, we'll move on up to next week, the 30th.
Donna Phillips for the host next week, the June 30th.
Okay.
And then on the 14th, we need a host. Marlene has hosted. Cynthia, have you hosted on here yet?
Yeah.
Yes, you've hosted, haven't you?
Yeah.
And
Carla has her hand up.
who does?
Carol Ann has her hand up.
Carolyn Daphne?
I just wanted to know if you do a presentation, can it be done later in the program, in the Zoom?
Yes.
Because I don't get home until 5:30.
Okay, so that's what, 3:30 our time, my time. You're
Right,
on Atlantic time, right?
yes, I
So
am.
you get home half an hour after it starts. Yeah,
Yeah.
we could work that. We could work that, could we not?
Yeah.
Okay, so
We need
Lori,
one.
how long?
Not for next week. I need a little more time than next week.
Okay, what's the next one after July 14th, the 21st?
21st, we need a presenter and a host.
July 20th. Host and presenter. So July 21st, Carolyn, for your,
Okay, then,
and she won't be coming on until, what time do you usually get home?
5:30.
Okay, so she'll be.
I can leave a couple minutes early, but let's
Okay,
go with
so we're
5:30.
Half an hour late. Okay, that's good. So we can do everything. Whoever's hosting that, we can go over everything before that. Okay.
You may feel a sickness coming on that day.
Okay, so Lisa Larkin's doing down there hosting. Let's see. We've had Kimberly.
We need one for the 21st.
This here, Amy has done it. Stacy's been on. Who is iPhone? I just noticed that right now. We need to know who iPhone is. And Riel, Riell. My chat was hiding both those names. We need to know who these people are. iPhone and Riel. Come on, guys, please, please. Does anybody know who these people are? Susan Manello can't because she starts working full-time on Friday. Okay, you knew I was coming to you, didn't you? Bravi, my dear. You're getting a big group now. It's time. How about July 21st? Can you host? Can you be the host? Do what Rosemary did today on the 21st? Perfect.
Yes, no problem.
Robbie is the host.
Who's the host on the 7th?
This me.
Me.
We're having Ivan Henry as a guest speaker. Now, starting in July, guys, start. I guess it'll be for August. Starting for August. Next week, though, what I want to do is I want to pick hosts, just hosts, not presenters. I want to pick hosts, and we may just go down through the line of picking hosts. And what I was invited as a guest speaker onto Bruno and Virginia's team Zoom the other night, and I was invited by Jessica and Brian Keep. what they do is they have someone take turns hosting. They got that from us, but they take turns hosting and the host has to get a guest speaker. Okay, so how does that sound? We're going to pick people for hosts. And starting in August, like we've got our setup here for July, but starting in August, we're going to pick next week, we're going to pick people to host. And those people are going to be responsible to get guest speakers for the week that they host.
Perfect.
How does that sound? We're building you guys up to be leaders in this community. Right? And that's what we all, I mean, that's what we're all goals for, right? We all want that 6A, that 6A2-2, that 6A2-3, that 6A3-5, whatever. We all want that. And in order to get there, we need to be a leader because we're going to have a large group. So everybody needs to do that. It is a little scary for sure, but you know what? It's something we all can do. Right?
Kimberly Potter has her hand raised.
Yes, I'm just curious, Deborah, are we opening speaker guests to people who are strictly members of the DT team? Because I wonder if there's someone who's like a specialist on like motivational speaker and they're willing to come talk, or do they have to be?
Anybody in the dream team can be a
so they
guest
do
speaker.
have to be a member of the dream team.
No, no, they do not have to be a member
they don't.
of the TDD or the 50+ group. They can be.
But they do have to be a business owner.
They do have to be a business owner. Why? What were you thinking?
Oh, I've known people who are motivational speakers or those types of things who they can actually just come into a Zoom and like talk for a bit about life struggles and overcoming them and stuff like
Well,
that.
you
So
know
that's
what? Send me that in Flock so I can send that off to Mike and Darren because, you know, maybe we can do that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I'll do the research and let you know who then.
Yeah, one of the things is when we do something like that, we'll only be able to use our first names because and that's one of the things that they may be concerned about is somebody coming in that's not part of the group, right?
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's only
Yeah,
on
that
the,
makes sense.
it's only on the Zoom, Deb. It's not on Flock or anything.
But you can't talk about an address or anything.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, but they would see our names here on Zoom, our full names.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And that's something that we don't want. So that will be a day that everybody will have to show their face. If there's only going to be a first name, they'll have to show their face. Right?
Okay. Just curious. Thanks.
But send me that in Flock and I'll send that off to Mike and Darren and see what they say. Okay? Because that sounds good too. Okay. You're back, Rosemary. Sorry.
You know what I would really like a presentation on is somebody that's been doing the free classified ads and showing us how they go about posting their ads on those. The ones that are getting success on them.
Okay.
Because I've tried
Now
some
there is
and having
there
had
is a
nothing.
channel
What's that?
in Flock for free ads. There's
Yeah.
a channel in Flock for free ads. Okay. I would go in there and ask who is having success and find out who is having success because that Flock channel of free advertising is just people doing free ads.
Okay.
So that's where you can go to find out who's having success and find out. And Rosemary, I'll let you do that.
Okay.
You can check that out, Rosemary. And we'll see if they'll come on, right?
Okay.
What a way to find somebody that's having success then in that channel, right?
Yeah, because I've tried so many different sites and I haven't gotten nothing.
I'm
Yep.
getting all kinds of leads. I'm getting lots of leads. And those leads, you need lots of leads to turn into buyers eventually, right?
I'm not even getting leads with them, so.
Well, you know what? They're free. Don't worry about them. Go to another one. Apparently, there's something wrong with the ad if you're not getting a lead.
Well, I'm just wondering if I'm going on the wrong categories or something like that.
Could be, what categories are you going on?
Advertising and just other, I think.
We're not looking for advertisers. We only go on other or looking for business partners, but we never go on looking for jobs, never like for that. It's usually other category. But every free advertising platform is different, right?
Yeah.
But you got to be very careful because each free advertising platform has policies and procedures,
Oh, I know that. You have to go through those.
right? So, you know, some things we can do and some things we can't. But remember, it doesn't matter if you're doing it on a free platform or a paid platform. When you write an ad, write it like you're talking to your best friend. Don't be inviting thousands of people to come to the webinar because people don't like those kind of ads. It turns them off. They don't like it. They think it's MLM. They think it's spammy. What they want to hear something personal come from you that when they read it, they think you're just talking to them and only them. So when you write an ad copy of any type, whatever it is, whether you're using words from the landing page or whatever you're doing, write it so it sounds like you're talking just to one person. Because that's what you want. You want just one person to read it and think you're talking to them. But if it sounds like you're just talking to one person, then everybody that reads it, it's going to think that you're talking just to them. Okay? Whether it's free ad or what. But the ones that we put out there, you know, join our online business, join our free webinar, come to the this and that, it sounds spammy. If you look at the videos that, you know, Dexter and Dave and Roxanne and all of them are doing that are bringing them in so many buyers, they're talking about their lives. Right?
Well, we had a meetup with a few of us girls yesterday, and Paula come up with a really good one. It's like when you're sitting down with somebody, have your phone there recording and have them ask you questions about your business and record it as you're talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then use that as an ad, because then it explains what's going on and what you're doing, and you're actually talking to somebody about it, but it doesn't show that on the video. It just shows you talking.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was such an awesome idea.
And
Anyway.
remember, the only thing you can legally advertise is people to come to the information session, the training class.
Yeah. Cynthia, you got a question?
So like, you know, if they talk about the training class, like ask them, you know, well, what will I learn if I go there and things, right? That'd be a great way to do it. You could even do it with a friend, face to face, sitting at a kitchen table, saying, wow, well, what can I learn there, right? Debbie, you and I'll practice. Let's try that. Let's try that.
Cynthia, you got a question?
It's more of a going back to the other plan that we were discussing about the presentations and the host positions. You had talked about going into August. We didn't cover the Zooms for the every other Saturday yet, did we? Or have they all been booked? What you're doing on those? Because I know you said something about.
We'll do that on the Team Deborah's Dreamers only Zoom call. We'll do that on that.
Okay, so then
because not everybody from Team Deborah's Dreamers is here on this one, but they'll be on the other one.
Okay, so the thing about it is what I was questioning was you started to go into July, and did you cover the 21st and the 28th? Because I didn't get a chance to write it down.
July 28th, we haven't got anybody yet.
Okay.
We need a host and a presenter for July 28th.
That's a Saturday.
And that's what huh?
No, 21st is the Wednesday.
Yep, the 21st is Robbie. He's going to be the host.
Wait a
And the
minute.
presenter is Carolyn Daphne. And next week is Lori Boliance as the presenter. No, as the presenter, and Donna Phillips as the host.
Okay, so the 28th is the one that we're looking for. And then that takes people into holiday season as well. I don't know whether everybody's concerned about that this year. So
you know what? They just won't be here on the holiday season. You know, some of us will always be here and some will be coming and going, but you know, if they can't make it, there'll be a replay for them to watch, right?
Exactly.
So, Cynthia, you've already hosted one, right?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Emmanuel volunteered for the 28th.
Okay, Emmanuel Slinger for the host.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, perfect. Great. All right. So now we need a presenter for that day. So Emmanuel will be presenting and we need a presenter. Presenter. Doing a presentation.
And just clarifying to you too, Deborah, that you could assist them with a decision on what they would be presenting. I think that might make me a little
Well,
nervous.
anybody that wants, will do a presentation, they can contact me and we can talk about it, right?
Exactly.
So. But Debbie Boudreau, you want to present on the 28th? I know you got a good presentation.
Always.
The 28th of July. Debbie Boudreau. Okay, so that's
Yay. Committed. Thank you.
we're good. So there, we're done right till the end of July, and then August. Next week, we'll talk about getting presenters for August, so that it's going to give you us plenty of time. And I always send you a Word document before the call with the information that we need to do, right? So, and then, you know, it's going to eventually start working smoothly because everybody's going to be, it's going to be around the clock. So you guys get ready. I see some names on here that haven't done anything yet. So Nora, we keep her busy with the chat roll and we'll still get her on. So. But anyways, it's all yours, Rosemary. You can finish up there.
Well, I hope everybody has a great week and I hope everybody gets on the mastermind tonight because I'm sure it's going to be a great mastermind like every other time. So everybody have a great day.
Great job, Rosemary. Thank you so much.
Excellent,
welcome.
excellent, excellent job. Now you can stop recording, Rosemary, but don't shut off yet because you need a few minutes. So you can just hit stop record and then don't leave.